what does this do? What have we achieved when we do this? We've achieved something quite remarkable. We've just turned our town into a powerful labor force that no corporation or municipality or government department can compete with. And this changes everything. In a town of 5,000 people, like our little town, 3 hours a week, that's 15,000 hours of labor a week. What company or government or municipality can afford to pay 15,000 labor hours a week? They can't afford that. Well, we've just created that for ourselves because we've chosen to do that between ourselves. That aspect, you need a lot of community projects to put the people to work. So understand, there's a lot of things that have to happen at the same time. The electricity device, setting up the projects, allocating specialists to each project, project coordinators, project managers that actually look after it, and finding the people in the community that are naturally drawn to that activity, so they're part of it and support it, and then setting up a project manager to allocate the people to each project so that we've got the 15,000 hours allocated across the week. This is a huge labor force and production line that we've just created here. And it's all for free. It's that simple, people. We've been so blinded by the corporate structure. We're constantly doing something for others outside of ourselves. We're working for corporations like slaves to create wealth for the corporations, or the municipalities, or the governments. Let's stop doing that. Let's start, whatever it is we do for ourselves. And it starts with our communities. And from there, it grows and spills over. So what this is a great example or an opportunity for as well, or a demonstration of, is the fact that this brings in the transitional phase. Everybody has got 3 hours a week. You don't have to give up your job. You can keep your job in the bank and activate the people in your bank with what you're doing in your community. You can still get up at 5 in the morning, put on your suit and drive into the city or wherever you've got your job and go do that and come and spend 3 hours at night or wherever on the weekend to do your community work, contributing to your community. And whatever you do, once again, will be supported and valued by those around you. It's not just the 3 hours a week that we create the transitional phase in, but this leads to abundance very, very quickly. Because we're not just going to get a bunch of people together to grow some food, like a bunch of, hippies saying, hey, let's grow some food over there, brew, This is not what we're doing here. This is a well-planned, well-structured, well-calculated exercise. And this is where the whole contributionism principle kicks in. And the whole idea of creating abundance really starts to come to light. Because whatever it is we do, whether it's growing potatoes or corn or cabbages or wood factory or breeding fish or whatever it is we're doing, it is worked out and calculated based on the number of people in our community. When I say community, it's the town, right? Town or village. And then making sure that we create or grow at least 3 times as much as what we need. Because whether we sustain ourselves and just create enough for ourselves to hang on for dear life, we might as well just create 3 times as much, because it doesn't take 3 times as much effort. It probably takes 10% more effort to create 3 times as much, if that. So this is where the abundance thing kicks in. So we create at least 3 times as much. So we have a plan of action here. This is really important to remember this, because when we get a little further down, when you go and claim your things, so you know that you can't just load your truck full of stuff and drive off, because we've apportioned and allocated, produce and things to ourselves very comfortably and very generously. We're not going to be stingy in this. We don't have to be stingy, right? We can apportion and allocate as much as we think. How many potatoes do you need to eat a day? Can you eat 10 potatoes a day? No, I don't think so. It's too many. Can you eat 2 cobs of corn every day? No, it's probably too much. But so you're seeing where I'm going with this. So it's really well planned and allocated. So we've got more than enough for every person every day, and then 3 times as much. And it's not going to take a long time for all the people in your neighboring communities to want what you've got. Why are they going to want what you've got? Because suddenly they realize that you've got free electricity, free food, free milk, free bread, free eggs, free cheese, free cream, fish, clothing, shoes, furniture. Whatever it is we do is free for the people, just because you give your 3 hours a week. And that's how simple it is. If you start doing the numbers, my mind literally boggled when I started putting the numbers together. This is how we start imitating the nature around us and the laws of nature, really creating abundance. Like, one apple tree doesn't grow another apple tree. One apple tree grows thousands of apple trees. And that's what we're doing now. One community creates abundance thousands of times of its own capacity. And that's what we're becoming. We're becoming the fractal capacity of the laws of nature around us. And this is really fantastic.